All right, this is Gwydion, and today I'm going to be playing Ker Nethalas Into the Midnight Throne, a solo dungeon survival game by Black Oath Entertainment. And I'll be using Sojour, which is a solo VTT that I've been dabbling with. And I've already got videos on Ker Nethalas. There's plenty out there. It's such a popular game now. Lone Adventure, Seeker's Hollow. There's Ithacus Bane, I believe. Dungeon Dive, I think, did a pretty detailed walkthrough, and even Geek Gamers. So a lot of content out there, and I'm missing a bunch of people. I apologize. But I actually was going to show character creation in Sojour, but I got midway through it and I got a phone call that I had to take. So rather than re record that, I'm just going to pick up from where I am. So I've got my character, and the character's name is Samuel. Samuel, the masteries I took are Stormbrand and Weapon Master. And I've not played with Stormbrand before, so I'll have to try to remember to use. I think the infused weapon is something I'll have on all the time and use for Aether, and that's sustained, so I have to remember that. And I did Weapon Master. I did read the errata because I'd kind of remembered that it used to allow, and originally in the rules, you got plus 20 to a defensive check if you hit with a melee attack. But I know he reduced that down to 10 because he thought it was a little OP. So let us jump in. I don't know how I'm going to quite do this yet, but we're going to start with the first domain. So the thing that I haven't done yet is figure out the overseer. So let me get to actually, I think I already have a episode 1. So we did character creation. I didn't put everything in here. I probably should have, but I'll say that the masteries, and I'll say Stormbrand and Weapon Master, just in case I need to come back and look at this. So we will go back and we will go to episode 1. This is just the journal portion of Sojour. So what I'm going to do next, actually, I'll do a part of the character creation in the beginning. Let me just keep it here. I'm going to roll for the overseer. So let me find the overseer here. Overseer, and let's click roll. So I got the Carnage Devourer. So I will keep that here. Maybe I can bold that. It's already bolded, I think. Is it bold? Bold. And I'm going to put that in like a red. Red. All right. And then let's say what the other thing I'll need to do is the overseer influence. Let's roll for that. And I don't want that. I want that bold. And for now, I'll put that in red. So resistant to one random type of damage. So I think I always forget. I think that means all of the monsters that you face. But so I need to roll on the spoils table. So let's find spoils, and no, that can't be right. Yeah, I think that's damage type is what it should be. It says on the spoils table. That's got to be damage type. So let's find damage type. I think I did a table for damage type. Damage type. Piercing. Thank God. Well, yeah, because I think that's okay. So it shouldn't affect me. That could have been really bad if we started off immediately with some kind of other. Like I think bladed should be slashing, I believe, but I'll have to go back and look. So I have to remember that. Carnage Devourer, just so you know, I did create these. I don't think I have. So this is the Carnage Devourer. So if I make that a little bigger, and so a relentless embodiment of chaos and destruction. So I can keep this up if we fight the overseer. We'll see how far we get today, but so that's that. And I think I'm trying to remember piercing, but we'll look at that later. I don't think that'll come to play right away. So what else do we need to do? Let's look at the first domain I put in here, I believe. Yep, here we go. So let's read about the first domain quickly because I think there's a couple other things I need to do to open my character sheet. And then let's get these two next to each other a little bit more. And pull this down, it's across. All right. Just try to make it a little bit easier for you to read. Apologies for the messing around. There we go. All right. When you first awaken, rotting corpses confused. Hold on one second. Oh, I want to put in some sounds in a little bit. So I'm going to pull Sirenscape over there. Let's do a little Dungeon Depths, which is just a little quiet background. Hopefully this time I did another video where I had too much sound. So hopefully this will be quiet. All right. So hard begin. Let's start. When you first awaken among rotting corpses, confused and in pain, you have nothing but some rags on and the knowledge you accumulated all those years on the surface. Ker Nethalas is an unforgivable place, and you'll need to find your footing quickly if you want to survive. So due to your character starting in dire circumstances, they have a number of disadvantages. DC direct damage. So you don't roll, normally you roll in the damage dealt table, but in this case, you roll directly. So we'll do that on the character creation, just keep our other journal clean. So let us go to, we're just going to roll a straight 1d6, and that's going to be the damage. So we rolled a 1, nice. And I think, God, I always forget, does that go to healing or toughness? Or health or toughness? I think that goes to toughness first. I think it always goes to toughness first, I believe. So let's put that down to 16 for now. Yeah, and most damage goes down. So I'll do that. I should know that by now. D4 sanity loss. So let's go down to here and we're going to roll a D4, 1d4, roll a 1. Wow. That's great. So 1d4, so that means my sanity goes down to 11, just 1. And then plus 1 exhaustion. That doesn't do anything yet, but that I have to keep track of that because that could come into play later on. You can heal and recover from these naturally using the standard procedures. Okay. So, all right, we'll scroll down here. So we got to remember to track the tension die. And I can track that on my character sheet here, I believe. It's going to be a little hard to read, but if I click on this, you can kind of see there's a little circle in there, and that's how I'm going to remember. You start at a D10, and you'll roll that at certain times. And once you get down to a D4, or once you get on the D4 and then you roll poorly, then you have a growing darkness event. So I forgot, you do have the Overseer influence here. So let's put this. The Overseer is the Carnage Devourer. And we're going to say that the influence is resistant to piercing damage. I think that could have been a lot worse. I have to remember to always save because this is an independent character sheet. So let's see. I don't start with any gear. And then I will do this special encounter chart. No need to check every room or corridor to see if the door is locked or not. You must do so only when there's a door drawn. You explore every single nook and cranny. I do need torches, so let's jump in, and I'm gonna put this for now. I'm gonna keep my character sheet up here. I'm gonna have to see the best way to use this VTT, but I'm gonna pull this over for now, and I'm gonna click on the map here and then use my keyboard. There we go. And then hopefully make this fun, a little bit fun for you to watch. So, all right. So we drop down into room 1. So this is where you opened your eyes for the first time after your supposed execution. This is where the nightmare begins. And actually, I'm going to go to episode 1. So I'm going to start journaling a little bit, see how I like this. But I'm going to say room 1. Corpse pile where my, if I can type, where my nightmare begins. All right. So there's nothing of value here, but you do find a half-spent torch. This will last you 10 rooms. I'm going to turn down my Sirenscape just a little bit. I'm afraid it's going to be overpowering. I don't want that again. There you go. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn it down here. All right. I think that's good. All right. So you can spend it. It will last you another 10 rooms. So let's go to my character sheet and make sure that we note that on my light source. So we're going to click this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'll have to look up the rules as we go through here, but I've got that torch. That's good. And all right. So I think let's open up the exploration flowchart. So I just got to remember some of this, and it just might take me a bit. All right. Roll for room or corridor. I don't need to do that. And I'm in the first room, so I don't think I need to do anything like that yet. Exploration overview. Close door. Generate map. Okay. Does this tell me about the tension? Okay, good. Tension check, great. All right, so let's just put that down for now. And I think then we can go out of the room now. I'm gonna go up. I don't remember which way I'm supposed to go. It's funny, I haven't even looked at this in a while. So maybe I'll take Samuel. And the nice thing, I don't have, let's see, I can double click on Samuel, or I can open the character sheet directly from here, I think. Where is his character sheet? Okay, that's because I have it up here. All right. Learning how this works. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go over into this room. So there's no door. So I'm going to go into the room, and then let's review again the flow chart. So I want to make sure I do this right. So roll for room or corridor, so I don't have to worry about that. Generate description. I have a description, and I can look at that. So let's read the description. Then we'll do a tension check. We don't need to do a layer check because we know where it is, where the layer is, because this is the first domain. But I do need to tick off a light source. So let's read the description first. This room appears to be some ancient guard room, a tattered banner still hanging from one of the walls. Several armor and weapon racks lie collapsed and rotten near the walls. But among the many rusty pieces of weaponry, you find something you can use. Great. A dagger. So a dagger, because I hope, is a dagger piercing? Oh, God. I could really be screwed. Let me look up weapons. I think I have a weapon table in here. Will it tell me? Sorry. Weapons. I wonder if I can use that for slashing or if I'm screwed. That would be pretty rough. Quick pairing. You know what? I'm going to open what a dagger is in the. Yeah, let me open the rulebook here. And we're going to go to spoils and loot weapons. Go to weapons and see what it says. God, I hope not. Does it tell you this dagger piercing? Oh my God. Oh my God. So everyone would be resistant in this round I, oh my God. I guess I'll start with a club because I did bludgeoning. I have to. I mean, I'm not going to retcon that. I'm just going to go with it. So we'll say club, which is bludgeoning, speed of 5, and a simple weapon. So let's put that on our character sheet. What a way to start. I thought I got it really easy one, but I did not. Club, the skill is bludgeoning, which is worse than that. This might be a very quick run through, but that's all right. We'll try it. So club is speed 5 and simple. So let's look at that quickly. Trying to remember what the speed means. That's so different. I think you add that for your initiative. But let's look at simple. Increase combat skill plus 10. So that's good. I'll say simple CS plus 10. That helps because then my bludgeoning goes to at least to 50. So let's go back and see if I can find speed. Um, 1 second. Yeah, I need to find it in initiative, I think. Let's see. Well, we try this again. Will it help me? Weapon speed. Weapon speed is weapon speed is added to all your combat skill checks. So speed is 5. So that is plus 10. I'll say BS plus 10. And then simple weapon, I think it said combat skill plus 10, right? Yeah, great. So at least that's plus 15. So that got my bludgeoning to 55. Whew, thank God. All right. So let us go to, of course, I just closed that, but I have the first domain. Open that again down here. All right. So roll once on the random armor table. So I will put that over to character creation journal just because I want to keep it the other one a little bit clean. So we'll say random armor, heavy greaves. So heavy greaves. So let's move back to my here. Go back to my character sheet. And heavy greaves. Where's my armor? Armor. Heavy greaves. Let's just make sure I do this correctly. So we will open up, shoot, go back to assets, and we will go to this, and we're going to say, look up the armor briefly. All right, greaves your legs and feet. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I should know that. So greaves and heavy greaves. What is that? Helmets, full suit, greaves, heavy greaves. So that's a 3 D10 integrity. So let's do that. Legs. It's a max of 3, and I currently have 3. Or no, that's not the way it works. I have 3 protection on my legs, but it's a D10, and it's currently a D10. That's important later if you, we'll just, instead of a D, I'll just say 10-sided die. All right, so that's that. Let's put that down. Go back to our room. No combat or encounter. So let's go back then and just look at our exploration flowchart. All right, so I did the description. So let's do our tension check. And I can do that 2 ways. I think I'll just, yeah, maybe in the future I'll do a D dice to show the roll, but I think I have a tension. I might not have done that in the tables. Did I do tension die? Nah, it's all good. So we'll go back to my episode 1, and I'll say room 2 found a club and heavy greaves, just so I remember. And you can also, like, I can say, thank God, thank God for my new weapon. All right. And then, so let's do our tension die, and that's just a 1d10 where we are right now, 1d10. And I rolled a 2. I believe you have to roll a 1. God, I hope it's not a 1 or a 2. So let's go back and ensure. I'm going to say tension die. Sorry, guys. I haven't played this in a while, but I'm excited to do it here. Attention. Okay. Taking a breather. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Guide on page 106. Where is page 106? That's 55. Come on. Tension die. Here we go. Okay. On a roll of a 1 or a 2, it drops down in value. Good God, that is not a good start. So, okay. So now we will go back to, we'll put that down. We'll go to my character sheet and my tension die. Why is it not letting me look at my character sheet? Huh. There it is. Maybe it's just because that's over it. Okay. So tension die, I can move down. I'll uncheck that. It's going down to a D8. Not good. And I have to tick off a light source. So let's do that. We're going to tick this one off. Make sure we save this so I don't forget that. All right. So let us go back to, I do not remember what this looks like. That's funny. I don't remember the room, which is good. So we will go back to our first domain here, the guard rooms. Now, let's see, what am I going to do? I am going to move Samuel down. Yes, I could go over here. I don't know. That's going up. I'm going to go, yeah, maybe I will go up. Or what? Does that go down? Oh, that goes down too. And that's a door. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. What is this? I'm going to go up. And so we're going to look at this door. So we do have to look at doors, I believe. All doors are marked. There's no need to check. But so before I go into this, well, should I go into the corridor? Is that a corridor? Let me just see before I go into the room. Where is this? So this is probably a corridor. I'm going to say this whole section over here is a corridor, unless that's a room. Is that a room? No, it's not a room. So I'm going to call that a corridor. I don't know. So we're in a corridor. So now let's go and let us go to our exploration flow chart. So we are in a corridor. We have to do a tension check. Now it's a D8. So let's go back and say tension. And we'll roll a D8. We rolled a 9, so we're good. Oh, didn't mean to do that. We rolled a 9 there. Okay, and then encounter, you roll a D20. So it's an encounter with a plus if it's a 15 plus. So we'll say combat encounter check. Corridor, no encounter. Okay, good. So that's good, but do we need to, doesn't say tick off a light source yet, so I think we're good there. All right. So I'm going to go down here, and then I think I will go up to this room. So now I need to check on the door. So I need to first check if it's a door. So it should be closed. So I think it's oh, I roll a D20. That's right. Door check. So let's roll this. Door container locked. Not locked. Okay. And I think normally, I think there's alternative rules, but if it's not locked, it's not normally trapped. So I think I'm good there. So now I need to, open the door. So we will open the door and look at the description in the room. Another unfortunate soul. It's clear you're not the first one here. Others have come before you. So I'm going to put up here room 3. In front of you, discovered a corpse. In front of you lies another one. There's a quick reveals they have 2 times cooking supplies. I'm gonna move this over here now so I can get my character sheet. All right, so I found cooking supplies, which I think I can put, I don't know if I put it in my gear or my backpack. I'll put it up here for now. So I've got 2x cooking supplies, and then we'll say 2x crafting supplies. And I do need to check. I think you do check in here. Yeah, I know you. So we still need to check. If I go back to my flow chart, yeah, to see if I have an encounter. So let's roll for an encounter. So we'll say encounter. Or is it combat corridor? Why can I not find it? Come on. Door container locked. Enemy type. Encounter check. Where is the encounter check? I just rolled for one. That's frustrating me. Combat encounter check. Okay, there you go. Jeez. All right. No encounter. All right. So there's no encounter for me. So we will go on to the next, I think. Move that back over here. So, but I do have to tick off a light source. So let's make sure I do that. Go over here, tick off my light source. There you go. And let's save that character sheet. All right. All right. So move down here. So do I go down to this corridor? I'm going to go down here. And I'm immediately into room 4. Okay. So we'll go into room 4. Let us do our tension check. Room 4. And what is in here first? An altar. Old found an altar. Old melted candles have fused into a solid matte wax upon an altar dedicated to some mysterious, don't want to read that, don't want to see that, goddess you do not recognize. She holds a bowl in her hands, and within it you find the brittle remains of paper prayers left there by whoever worshipped this deity. There's no events in this room, but you find D4 candles. So let's just see how many candles we find. So I'm going to say found an altar with 2 candles. So before I do anything there, let's roll our tension die. And that's on a D8. So we'll do our 1D8. An 8, so I'm good. But then we have to roll for whether or not we have an encounter. And before I do that, I think I'm just going to get in the habit of ticking off, as I got into a new room, a light source. Okay. All right, so now let's roll for a combat encounter check. And I have an encounter. Okay. So what am I encountering? So let's do the first domain encounters. Combat first domain. So we're going to roll, and we roll the flesh eaters. So let me go to my assets and let's find the flesh eater. Actually, let's do 2 things. I'm going to put this up so you can see it. So we'll end up showing me and the flesh eater over here. All right. So we'll keep his stats up here, make it a little bit easier. There you go, for you to see him. And then we're going to go to, let's close down the documents for now. And the tables, I'll look at those in a second. Let's go to our tokens. And we're going to find the flesh eater. There's the flesh eater. And then I need to, if I remember right, maybe I just need to drag them Let's look at my map for a second. Can I just drag them on? Yes, I can. But I want to open them. Let's look at the flesh eater again. So the number is 1. So let's read about them. From the depths of the accursed catacombs, flesh eaters emerge as vile and grotesque abominations. These monstrous creatures possess a rotting, bloated form, its pallid skin stretched taut over protruding bones and oozing sores. With jagged teeth perpetually exposed in a wicked grin, they exude a putrid stench that betrays their unholy nature. Flesh eaters move with unsettling swiftness, able to traverse the darkest recesses with uncanny stealth, preying upon unsuspecting victims who dare venture into its domain. Their insidious claws tear through flesh and bone, savoring the agony of its quarry as it devours their essence, perpetuating their cursed existence. So I'm going to get a little ambiance of flesh eaters. So as we face, so it's 1 flesh eater. So I'm going to hide that. And you know what? We're going to do it this way. We don't need to show the map. We're obviously fighting this flesh eater. We're going to go into combat. And I'm going to look at my combat overview for a second. All right. So first we do initiative, which we're just going to do perception against its awareness. So I'm not going to use the actual, there is a combat function up here, but I think I'm just going to do this in chat. So I'm going to say, what the hell is this thing? And so we're going to start and we're going to roll for the initiative. So we'll start with Samuel. So Samuel is going to roll a 1d100. So let's roll a d100. And I'm trying to get, my perception is a 50. So I'm looking to roll under that. I rolled a 54. Oh my God. And then we're going to roll for the flesh eater. So what I'm trying to do is, I just want to designate that this is now the flesh eater's roll. You rolled a 21. So the flesh eater's awareness is 30. So now the flesh eater gets to start. So the flesh eater will roll his combat skill against mine. So let's start with that. And we're going to roll a d100 again. You rolled a 69. That's a miss. And then, but let's roll. Guess what I'll do is I'll learn how to do this the best way, I think, but I'm going to roll for me, and I'm rolling either my dodge or I guess I can't use, since I'm going to use the club because he's resistant to piercing. I guess whether I do a dodge or bludgeoning, it's 40. So I'm looking to roll under a 40. I rolled a 94. Oh my God. All right, so let me look again at, let's go back to our assets. I'm going to look at our documents, our combat attack matrix. So, actually, are either one of those doubles? I don't think so. So he rolled a 69. I rolled a 94. So the attacker, which is him, rolled above his skill, but not doubles. I rolled above my skill. Sorry, up here, and not doubles. So the attack hits if the attacker's skill value is higher than the defend, but it misses if the attacker's skill value is lower than the defender's skill value. So his attack skill is 25. Mine is what's it called? A 10 or 40. Sorry. So nothing. I don't get anything else, but it misses. So great. All right. So now we're going to go to Samuel. I just want to show. So Samuel is going to attack, but now I'm going to make sure that I'm going to say he always has his infused weapon trait on. So I'm going to take this down to a 7. So what does he do? He gets combat skill plus 15 because of the speed and the simplicity of the weapon. And what else? Bludgeon plus 20. Passive. Do I give that to my bludgeoning? I said bludgeoning plus 20. I guess I'll give that to me. I don't know if I should, but bludgeon, yeah, plus 20. Yeah, I don't know if I should do that because in theory, I gave it, I said bludgeoning, but I meant bladed because I already added that to my bladed skill. So, oh man, I'm not going to be able to use this at all. Let's rethink this. What does resistance mean? I want to look at resistance. What does resistance mean? So I will take this down. Why not? Why can't I see that? I'm going to say, what is resistance? Yeah, I don't. What does resist mean? I don't remember offhand. What does resistance mean? Resistance. Yeah, I'm just going to say resist. Magic resistance. No, I want to know there's got to be just a straight up resist. Well, what does resistant mean? Maybe I say resistant. Oh, wait, let's go back up. So what does that mean? What does resistant mean? Oh, damage is halved. That's what it means. Oh boy. So do I take my I think I want to use the bladed weapon even though the damage is halved because it just gives me so much more. I get the plus for but it's only going to be on the bladed. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to say bladed weapon. So he's going to attack with that 80, but they are going to take half damage. So, all right, let's roll. So it gets, so I rolled a 35. That is definitely going to be a hit. I don't need to go through anything more, but let's have this thing roll. So rolled a 63. So it's not a critical fumble. So I don't need to worry about much else. All I need to do now is roll for the damage, right? So I get a d6 for your normal is a d6. So I'm gonna roll. Let's say, put me damage dealt, and then I'm gonna roll a 1d6 plus 1d4 damage from weapon mastery plus 1d4 air damage. So let's roll all that. And then let's just interpret this. So on the D6, I rolled a 5. So let's go to my damage dealt table. Just so I remember, and I'll remember this over time. Let's put that over here. So damage dealt. So a 5 would be a 2. So that's a 2. And then I rolled on, I guess my first, I'll just say is the damage mastery. I don't know, is a 2. So that's a 1. So that's a 3. So that would be a 1 point. I think you just have that. And then on the air damage, which he doesn't have resistance to, I got a 1, which is a 0. So let's look. I don't remember rounding, and it probably tells you. So let's get. Let me go back to my document. Ker Nethalas into the Midnight Throne. And let's say there's got to be a general rounding. I don't remember if it's up or down, and that's important. Round. I just want to look at rounding. It's got to tell you up or down as a general. Maybe I'll say rounding. Oh, come on. Nope. Maybe. Rounding numbers. When you need to round a number, always round up. Oh, that's great. So if it's 1.5, so that did 2 damage to it. So let's go back to my, so there's my flesh eater. I am going to right click and I want to show. Okay, so he has a 4 health. So I'm gonna make that a 2. I think I can do it up here somewhere. Why isn't it showing me Flesh Eater? There's his description. It's great. Why is... So let's go up, and I can go up here and I can show those. So I want to get rid of his health. So I'm going to scroll wheel down. So I did... So 1.5 rounded up to 2. Okay, so he took 2 damage. All right. Does he have any other special? Make sure I'm not cheating him. Flesh Eater. Okay, he is physical. I should probably remember that and what he attacks with first. Oh, frightening. Ah, crap. What does frightening mean? Let's go back. Go back to frightening and have to look at that. Oh, okay. Frightening. Find frightening. Frightening. Actually, it's okay. Here we go. Resolve check at the start of each round. So let me do a resolve check. And he's going to go next, but we're going to say... I'm going to do a resolve check, which is going to be against a 40. I want to do 1d100. Rolled a 50, so I failed. And I should have done that at the start of the round, so we'll do that. And I lose a sanity, so that gets me down to 10. And now, since I just attacked and did damage, we're going to start a new round. And at the start of a new round, I'm going to have to roll another. I lost. Jeez. Sanity's down to 10. Or 9. All right. So now we're going to have him go. And I guess I might as well know what his action is going to be. And in this case, yeah, let's do that. So, oh, and I didn't even do hit location. God, I am screwing things up. Let's do his hit. I'm going to make sure I want to do his hit location. He doesn't have any armor, but it would be a critical hit if I hit him in the head. So let us look at our hit location for humanoid. And let's go back up to Samuel. And the damage, I'm going to just do it here. And let's roll for left arm. So, okay. So it wouldn't have been a crit. All right. So the Flesh Eater is going to go, and he's going to use his action. So let's find the Flesh Eater's actions. I think it's just under actions. Nope. I know I coded this. At least I think I did. Are you kidding me? I did not do Flesh Eater's actions. Did I do all the other actions? Blightfling Ram, Bloodstalker, Bone Golem. All right. Good job, Quid. All right. It's no big deal. I can just do a d6. 1d6. And let's roll. So he rolled a 6, so he's going to do a physical slam. So, slam attack. And so now let's do the rolling. So he is going to roll against his combat skill 1d100. Let him roll first. Rolled an 89, almost a critical fail. So then let's do, why isn't it closing out? That's what I want it to do. Not doing what I want it to do. All right. Now, I'm going to do my, yeah, there we go. So now let's do my D100. I rolled a 47. using a bladed weapon, so that's definitely going to be a hit. So now he rolled an 89, so it doesn't get a defensive maneuver. So now I will roll, what else? I'm going to roll my 1d6 plus 1d4 plus 1d4. So again, I'm going to say the first d4 is my weapon mastery, and the second is my air damage, because that could matter, right? And where do I hit? So I should do that next. So before I do any of this, let's do the location. So where am I going to hit this thing? Left arm, so that doesn't matter. It's not a crit. So now let's do my damage. So let's read this. I might still need to do the damage. So my first, so I did a 3, which is damage piercing. I'm going to say that's a 3, that's a 1 plus, and that's a 4, 1 equals 2. But that's half damage. So that equals, 1 damage. And then he rolled a 3 on the 1d4 air damage, air, 1 damage. So that's a total of 2 damage, which takes this thing down. Awesome. Dead. So that thing is dead, and now I can open the flesh eater if I can find him again. Or actually, let's just do the PDF. Flesh eater. So I can roll on the spoils table. So let's just say thing. I don't know why that. There we go. I'm gonna try this again. Thank God that thing was ugly. And now we're gonna roll on the spoils table. So let's look for spoils. Spoils. Ooh, a magic item. So I think now let's go to magic. Magic item. So I think, man, I'm gonna have to look at this up. So, well, before we do that, let's make sure. So, do I get? I'm gonna have to look again at the. I guess I could turn off the sounds. All right, because I do want to make sure I get any. I forget how the XP works, so maybe I'll find the XP and then we'll do this separately. So let's find experience, exploring. Want to make sure combat encounters, spoils, and loot. Yeah, we'll do that in a second. Now we just say experience. About masteries, no. Level up. Okay, character progression. This is where I want to remember. Open a locked door. I haven't opened a locked door yet, I think. I've found the door. So dismantle trap, haven't done that. Enter a new domain. I don't think I get 50 XP by just being in. I don't know. I just landed in this. Defeat a combat encounter. So that I definitely am going to go to 50 XP. So that's good. I don't think I can give myself 100 there, but that's fine. So let's go to magic item. And I know there's some pretty specific rules on magic items here. So I think what I did is I rolled on the spoils table. I must have gotten the valuable items and then magic item. So magic item generation. When you first find a magic item, roll on the item table to determine what type of item. Only after you've spent an attunement crystal and to learn about. So I don't have an attunement crystal. So let's roll on the item table to find out which type of item. So let's find magic item table. Magic item gen item. So let's do that. And it's an amulet. Amulet. So let's see. I'm trying to remember how this works. Weapon, roll the weapon. So I rolled an amulet. Do I get to roll on the rarity? And do I do that now? Oh, the only exception to this procedure are amulets. When you find an amulet, simply roll once on the random mastery table. Nice. So I don't, do I need to attune? Probably going to do this wrong. And you proceed to learn more about it using the tables in the section. Maybe I still need an attunement crystal, but I'll tell you, I'm going to roll. I want to know what, I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but we're going to roll on the mastery, random mastery. Ritualist, interesting. So I don't know, do I need an attunement crystal? I think you would, but I don't know. The only exception to this procedure are amulets. When you find an amulet, but that I think that just tells you, yeah, you just get that mastery. So I'm gonna take it, ritualist. Ritualist. All right. So let's find that mastery. And then I think I'll call it from here. This is getting a little long. I hope this wasn't too painful. I'll watch it and see if I actually end up posting this or if anybody will want me to post it. All right, ritualist. And put me in the comments if I screwed that up or anything else. So when you start a ritual, immune to all damage 1 round when starting a ritual. So tier 1 is astral punishment. And it's 1 standard action, 5 aether, 1 times ritual ingredient. I don't know what that is. You bring the sphere's punishment upon your target, dealing D4 arcane damage per 1 times ritual ingredient. I'll have to look up ritual. What is a ritual ingredient? Now it's making me wonder. Ritual ingredient. Okay. Let's find out what is a ritual ingredient. Craft ritual ingredients. You can turn 5 times crafting supplies into 1 ritual ingredient. You gain 1 exhaustion, reduce camp check roll by 2. Oh my god, that's tough. Yeah, that's not the best mastery. Ugh. Yeah, it stinks. Or not stinks, but it'll be interesting. All right. So let me go to combat and actually let's think about that bladed weapon. So I need to track here, and maybe I'll say just put a target of how many I've done. So I'll do 1 and air damage. I think I did 1 air damage. So I'm just gonna track that up here a little bit. And let's look. I wonder if any of my charts. I wonder if any of my charts documents will tell me about. So in the combat aid, does that give me more detail? Let's look at this. Put this over. What I want to do is like, does it tell you after? Doors and traps, combat terms. I did that. End of round conditions. Yeah, frightened. I should have looked at that. Combat rolls. I did all that. It's a hit. How about the end? Rewards. Here we go. So recover 1d4 toughness. That's what I was looking for. Check armor integrity. I wasn't hit, so I don't need to do that. Gain 50 XP. All right. So all I need to do is recover 1d4 toughness. So let's go back and we'll put Just 1d4 down here and roll. Roll to 1. Oh yeah, that's good. That works because I started with -1 on my toughness, so I just get that back. So that's fine. That works. God, this is going to be tougher with that. Oh, you know what? I cheated, didn't I? Oh my God. You know what? I'm just going to retcon this. Sorry about that. Because I decided late to use a dagger, I should have done this to piercing. I did at least give that weapon or at least I gave the resistance. But now let's go back. I cheated, and now it's all out on YouTube for the world to see. Spoil some loot, and we'll look for a weapon dagger. Find it. Oh, let's get rid of this. Oh, it's a dagger. Come on. Why is it not? Oh, there we go. Just took a second. Dagger. 5 piercing. That's the same speed, at least, as a club. And actually, 5 cost. The speed is 10. I think I probably on the club should have been a 5. But I think I did that. The combat skill and combat dagger is quick. But that's not going to be, so I'm going to say that's quick. And I don't think that's combat skill plus 10 initiative checks. So I only get +10 to my combat skill. So I'll say +10 initiative. Okay. All right. Look, I think that worked pretty well. I know it was might have been a little bit choppy, but I will get better next time. And I've got all the notes here in my domain, so I can read up on that, or not my domain, my episode 1, so I can note that. I finished the room. I took off my light source. Yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll probably run through another episode. I like using Sojour. It ran relatively smoothly. So thanks again. I hope to see you next time. Drop a comment if you would. Let me know if you like this. You didn't, if I screwed anything up, all that kind of jazz. I really appreciate the comments. It keeps me going. Thanks all.